This is a robot fighting tournament. The winner takes all the bets. As the undisputed champion, he has won 99 consecutive matches.
Who's next? Who has the guts to step into the ring? Little Yama!
Seeing how ruthless the man was, no one dared to challenge him. But just then,
I love the robot. I built it myself.
when they saw how cute the boy's robot was, it drew a wave of laughter. But they had no idea just how powerful this robot really was. The match had barely begun when the boy's robot was hurled into the air and immediately sliced into 3 pieces. The man thought he'd won easily, but the next second, the boy activated destruction mode. The little robot instantly transformed into an evil grin, and the opponent's nightmare began. In just a few seconds, he took down the ring champion. His name is Hero. In their who immediately gave him an acceptance letter. But just as the tech fair was ending, and they were getting ready to go home, a fire broke out at the science museum. Learning that the professor was still inside, Hero's older brother told Hero to wait for him outside, while he rushed in to save him. But as an explosion rang out, his brother never came back. From that day on, Hero became despondent, spending her days in a daze, until one day, the robot accidentally fell, and landed on his foot. Just then, Baymax, the robot, woke up.
Hello, I am Baymax, your personal healthcare companion.
It was the robot doctor his older brother had given him. Baymax wanted to treat the injury on his foot, but Hero didn't want to be bothered. Instead, he wanted Baymax to hurry back into the box, but Baymax was just too big. Before he knew it, Hero fell to the ground. But just then, he discovered that his micro-robots had actually been activated. This puzzled Hero greatly, but the sensors and other microbots had already been destroyed in the explosion. To get to the bottom of it, Hero followed the clues to an abandoned factory. They climbed in through a window, but since Baymax was too big, he had to deflate before they could drag him inside. Hero discovered that they were actually mass-producing the microbots he had invented. Just as he was feeling confused, a masked figure appeared. He controlled a robot to attack Hero. In the nick of time, Hero grabbed Baymax's hand and started running frantically.
Oh, come on, go, 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 go! Stuck in it! Whoa! Baymax!
Hero?
Eventually, the two managed to escape through a window. They went to the police station to report the incident, but no one believed them. Meanwhile, Baymax was actually using duct tape to patch up the holes in his body. Back home, Hero believed that this might be connected to his brother's death. To investigate the clues, he decided to upgrade Baymax into a martial arts master, so he programmed kung fu moves from movies into Baymax's system. He also used a 3D printer to build a suit of armor for Baymax. Once the modifications were complete, Baymax shattered a wooden board with a single punch.
Yes! Hammer fist! High kick! Knife hand! Kick!
To investigate the clues, they returned to the factory.
Okay, Baymax. Time to use those upgrades.
But just then, a car pulled up. It turned out to be his brother's friends, who had followed them out of concern for Hero. But just then, the masked man appeared again. He picked up a shipping container and hurled it down. Baymax saved him.
Go! Oh, Baymax! Get him!
Hero's brother's friend pulled Hero up and ran straight to the car, but Hero believed Baymax could defeat the masked man.
Oh no.
Seeing this, the group hurriedly drove away. Hero also shared the clues he had discovered with everyone. The masked man was still hot on their heels, but just then, the car suddenly came to a stop.
Why are we stopped? The light's red!
It has to be said, this was truly a model driver, but Bo, sitting next to him, snatched the steering wheel and demonstrated her superb driving skills. Due to the masked man's interference, they plunged into the sea, car and all. In that critical moment, Baymax stepped up and brought everyone back to the surface. They then arrived at Hero's base. Through analysis, they discovered that the mask worn by the masked man was the sensor controlling the robot. To seize the sensor and defeat the masked man, Hero began upgrading everyone, transforming them from ordinary people into superpowered warriors. Baymax also quickly completed his upgrade. Once Baymax donned his battle armor, he punched right through a wall with a single blow. Seeing this, everyone was stunned. Not only that, but with the push of a button on his back, he can even carry you through the air. I wonder if you like a Baymax like this. Feel free to discuss it in the comments section. They made their way to the highest point in the city and began searching for the masked man. Before long, Baymax spotted the masked man on a nearby island. So Hero led the group to the island, only to discover a secret research facility. Through the surveillance footage, they learned that it had once been a laboratory dedicated to time travel. Just then, the masked man reappeared and launched an immediate attack.
Super jump! Gravity crush! Falling hard!
The group fought back and engaged the masked man in battle. Taking advantage of the chaos, Hero suddenly appeared and knocked the mask off his face. Only then did everyone realize that the masked man was actually the professor. It turned out that during the explosion at the Science Museum, the professor had used a robot to protect himself, while his own brother had died in the blast.
I went in there to save you! That was his mistake!
Hero was enraged. He threw away the medical chip inside Baymax and ordered Baymax to destroy the professor. The next second, Baymax's eyes instantly turned red.
Do it, Baymax! Destroy him!
Seeing that Baymax was about to take out the professor, who was, after all, their teacher, they tried to stop him. Taking advantage of the distraction, the professor grabbed his mask and turned to flee. Just as Baymax was about to unleash his ultimate move, the medical chip was reinserted into his body, restoring him to normal. Everyone then began investigating what the professor was really up to. After reviewing the lab footage again, they discovered that the professor and his daughter had also participated in the time-space experiment. Despite knowing the experiment was unstable, the tycoon had the professor's daughter conduct the next phase of testing. An accident occurred. The time-space portal exploded, and the professor's daughter vanished. This caused the professor to harbor a grudge against the tycoon, and he stole Hero's robot solely to exact revenge. The professor had now constructed a time-space portal. He intended to let the tycoon experience what it felt like to be swallowed by a time-space portal. At the moment of crisis, Hero and the others rushed to the scene. They pleaded with the professor not to make the same mistake again, but by then, the professor was consumed by a desire for revenge. To stop him, they scattered the interconnected micro-robots and let the time-space portal suck them in. Before long, the professor suddenly realized he no longer had enough robots to control.
Baymax!
In the final moments, Baymax stopped his attack and merely destroyed the mask controlling the robots. Just then, the portal was about to explode. Everyone fled in panic, but Baymax pointed out that there were still signs of life inside. If he was right, it must be the professor's daughter. So Baymax rushed right in with Hero and made their way inside the time gate. They really did find the professor's daughter's cockpit, but just as they were about to head back, a piece of debris flew toward them. In that moment of crisis, Baymax quickly shielded them with his body, leaving himself badly injured and his thrusters inoperable. Now, the only way out was Baymax's propulsion gloves, but the thrust was too weak to carry them all out. Baymax decided to use the gloves to send them out, while he stayed behind.
No! There's gotta be another way. I'm not gonna leave you here. I'll think of something.
There is no time.
No! I can't lose you two.
Hero, I will always be with you.
In the end, Baymax sacrificed himself to send Hero back. The professor's daughter was saved, and the professor paid the price he deserved. A few days later, Hero made a surprising discovery. Inside Baymax's right hand was Baymax's chip.
Hello, Hero.
Baymax was back again.